Welcome to Kung Fu Havoc number 2. This is part 3 of this is part 3 of the crowd mocking an elderly Asian man as he's being robbed and assaulted in a brutal video. So I'm not gonna play the video. Let me get that off the bat. Go see the other 2 videos. I'm not gonna play that video. This is where I get down to the guts and grit of all of this shit because I've never ever wanted to ever hate anyone for the color of their skin because I wasn't raised that way and because I'm multicultural. I don't have the right to be a racist. But the video that I've played 3 times, there's a lot of variables there. I'm not playing devil's advocate on this. I don't give a damn if that Asian man called these guys something in Chinese, Japanese, or Korean. Clearly he was outnumbered. Clearly these thugs, one guy had a fucking stick who actually assaulted this man. And clearly none of these people have a heart. And clearly none of these people have grandparents. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of things that's kept me from committing crimes or doing anything is thinking, I wouldn't want someone to do this to someone in my family. That's a thought process that you need to have every day before you make a negative thought. If you're going somewhere and you're hearing about somebody, and even if you don't like them, and you're like, okay, well, here's something you never say to a girl who never gave you the time of day. I hope that you get raped. You don't say shit like that because you may have a sister and you wouldn't want her to get raped. Even if you hate your sister, you wouldn't want her to get raped. And that's not some shit that you would want to wish on anybody. You don't get up every day and say, I'm going to go beat up an elderly person because I have a grandparent. And, you don't want someone to beat up your grandparent. And I know that their time isn't long on this world, but I would like them to be here long enough for me to get to enjoy their stories, And when my grandmother on my father's side died, she was like almost 100. My grandmother on my mother's side is still alive, and I probably need to go see her more often. I'm pretty sure I can't agree to get her on here, but I would like to go and spend more time with her. When my grandma Bay on my dad's side was alive, I spent as much time with her as I could after she lost both her legs to gangrene. And I think about these people. I don't know this Asian man. I don't know his life story. I'm sure he's a grandfather. If he's not a grandfather, I'm sure he's an old man who probably never got the chance to live his life, and time has passed him by, and he never got to go out and have a family and things like that. And that shit plagues me because I never got the chance to have a life because of my siblings and all of their happy accidents and things. And it occurs, life is a very precious thing, and it can be taken from you like that. And we need to enjoy our lives, and we need to not cause misery in other people's lives. And yeah, I have a crush on a very special girl. I probably will never get to be with her. I'll probably never meet her any time of day. And I've been hurt by love way too many times before, and it has sealed my heart off to an extent. I'm not gonna tell y'all who she is. I can tell you 3 people who already know who she is, but they're not gonna tell you who she is because they don't really know her name. Well, one guy does, but moving back to all seriousness and not involving me, the girl I'm mentioning is also Chinese. It's awful to see people of color treating other people of color bad, especially when all people of color who are victims of racism, fail to understand the point that some people of color are just as much racist as the Ku Klux Klan. And no one wants to admit that shit. And this video just goes out and proves me right. I'm gonna do a video about my own personal racist experiences in reverse racism. I've done it before, but tonight it's Black History Month. We're like in the last 3 days of it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and level the playing field and do that. And you know, this video, as shameful as it is, as horrible as it is, it makes me think, my grandparents would never have ever let me get away with that shit. My ass would have been beat, yo. And these people, especially the big black guy with the stick, he already towered over the Asian guy. And now he's swinging a stick at an elderly Asian man who was unable to defend himself and his hands was full. And that's not even really the worst part from where I stand. From where I stand, all the people watching, all the people taunting, all of this shit that they're just letting happen are twice as bad, if not worse, than the guy swinging the goddamn stick. And why? I'll tell you why. I was bullied in school. A lot. From kindergarten to college, I was bullied. And most people didn't interfere. Wasn't my business. I'm not going to help him out. I'm not going to do this. And I knew Kung Fu. Since I was 7 years old, I've been doing martial arts. And the only reason why I never fought at school was because my mama didn't have a problem using this thing called a belt or a yardstick or whatever the hell she can get her hands on, because back in the 70s and the 80s, the government was not in your house telling you you could not discipline your child. Which is why a lot of my black friends wound up going to juvie, because they didn't get their ass beat. I got my ass beat, so I knew how to behave. I knew when I went to school, one, act like a child who has a good home bringing, act like a child who knows what respect means, who's disciplined. Things for me were bad in kindergarten and grade school, all the way to high school, where I was picked on because of my height, I was picked on because of my race, I was picked on for any little thing. You name it, someone found a way to pick on me about it. My reading disability, I was picked on a lot for a lot of things that I couldn't fix. That's why I was angry as hell to watch these people do nothing. In 11th grade, I made a video about how the teacher let them pick on the half-breed kid. In that case, the half-breed kid being me. And then I brought my nunchucks to school to equalize the playing field. And then those guys all ran from me, even though I put my nunchucks back in the bag, because I got done playing. I got done remembering that, I know Kung Fu. Why am I letting them do this to me? And when I woke up, it's like, I'm going to fuck these guys up. Because I didn't need to take that shit. And the teacher just let it happen. I want you guys to think about that. I want you to think about all the people in that video just watching and taunting this man and doing nothing. Thanks for watching. It's Kung Fu Havoc number 2. Be seeing you.